Hi, I'm back with video number 3. And so, just in case you're wondering, because I talked about it a little bit in my last video, what are some healthy alternatives and healthy options for women who want to be healthy or at a healthy weight? Okay, first of all, know your body type. Know your body type and your bone structure and all that, because that'll help you to determine, and your height, of course. Your height, your bone structure, and your body type. Those sorts of things will help you determine what's a healthy weight for you. And then try and stay at or around it. It's not going to hurt you if you gain 2 to 5 pounds. You're not going to, the world's not going to come crashing down. The sky's not going to be falling, because you gained 1 extra pound. Like, that sort of thing. I hear it all the time, and like I said before, that shit pisses me off. Like, 1 pound is not going to make a world of difference. Gaining or losing that 1 pound. It's ridiculous. If you gain 5 pounds, maybe a little bit. If you gain 10 pounds, okay, that's significant. Maybe if you're already a little bit overweight, then maybe 10 pounds does matter. Okay, so 10, maybe 20 pounds. 10, 15, 20 pounds. Okay. If we're talking about that, then okay, maybe if you are seriously overweight and not underweight, then that would be something to take into consideration. If you're like, 10, 15 pounds underweight, under your desirable weight, then yes, 10, 15 pounds is significant, but that's a good thing. Gaining those 10 or 15 pounds is a good thing. If you lost those 10 or 15 pounds and you're already seriously underweight, that is a very bad thing. And you should be taking care of yourself. So 1, 2 pounds is not going to make a big amount of difference. So know your weight, your proper weight, what weight you should be at. And for my height, and this is going just by height, not by body type, not by bone structure. I have a small bone structure. I have a petite frame, but I am about 5'5", give or take, depending on who measures me. I think my driver's license says 5'6", but I don't know. So I think it's closer to 5'5", or maybe 5'5.5". Anyway, so technically speaking, for my height, and that's just going on height, not genetics, not body type or bone structure, I'm supposed to be at or around about 120 pounds. I've probably never, ever before, except for when I was pregnant and gaining a lot of weight, have I ever been around that weight. So with the exception of pregnancy, or maybe right after pregnancy and before I started getting my body back, which I wasn't really pushing for that because I was breastfeeding. I breastfed both of my babies that lived. Then for a little while after that, I still had a little bit of the weight, of the pregnancy weight, or the baby fat, as I call it. And that's okay. These women in Hollywood, in the magazines, that are 2-3 weeks after having the babies, they're in a bikini. That is unhealthy. That makes me want to gag. That is sad, because you know that they're not breastfeeding their babies. You know that they're not breastfeeding. You know that they've popped a bottle into that baby's mouth and just gone off and done their thing. And that pisses me off. If you're a mother, you need to be a mother. Fucking get a breast pump or something, but feed that baby the good stuff. Anyway, but that's just me, and I'm partial to breastfeeding, at least if you can. Not everybody can. Some women are not able to, and that's okay. But if you're able to, that baby is your biological child, and you have the milk to feed them. You should be breastfeeding them. And that's another thing. I'll go into a whole other video and a whole spill about breastfeeding and my thoughts on that. Because I hate it when women are hating on other women because they're breastfeeding in public. That's the baby's meal. That's their food. Why would you deny a child that? That is fucking selfish. That it's going to make you uncomfortable to let someone feed their child in public. And I'm not talking about someone just like whipping out their boob and like exposing themselves. We're talking about women just like with a cover or whatever feeding their baby in public because their baby is hungry and they don't have access to like a car or a private place to go and feed their child. So they're sitting on a park bench with a covering, mind you, feeding their child, and people have issue with that. They take issue with that. That pisses me off. When I see, when I see these women, these celebrities, 2-3 weeks after having a baby, 6 weeks after having a baby, and they are sporting a bikini on a beach somewhere, I'm like, what the hell? That is not okay. Anyway, but really, honestly, the only time that I've ever really been at my ideal weight before now has been when I was pregnant or shortly after pregnancy with 2 of my children, the ones that made it. Yeah. So I don't know if I've really gone into detail in my other videos, but I did have 2 miscarriages, and so I got a little ways into pregnancy before losing one of them. Anyway, but as far as full healthy pregnancies, I did gain weight with those. Anyway, so step number 1: know your body type and bone structure and all that, and find what is properly your ideal weight, and try and stay at or around it. I mean, if you want to look cute in a bikini, and it's not going to hurt you to lose 5 pounds, 10 pounds max maybe, to look good in beachwear, it's fine. But don't be starving yourself. Don't be doing unhealthy things to get there. What else? I know cigarettes are not healthy for you. Some women go that route to lose weight. It does work, but it's not healthy. And, and the domino effect of all the other problems that it causes health-wise, it's not a good idea to use that as a way to lose weight. So very unhealthy. But there is a simpler solution, and this is what people use. Oh, I don't know if you can see it. Kind of, sort of, maybe. What women use, or what anybody uses really, is like a crutch to get off of smoking cigarettes, is using gum. But another good thing about it is not only can it help you quit smoking, but it has so many other benefits. It can help you as far as dieting is concerned. If you have like problems with craving, if you're chomping on that gum, and usually the more gum that you have in your mouth, the easier it is, because you have that chewing. I know, it's gross, but you have that chewing effect. It's like a cow chewing its cud, kind of, a little bit. You have that whole chewing effect, so it kind of tricks your stomach into thinking that you're like getting food, you're eating whatever. And so it affects your appetite for food. And that's not to say that people that chew gum are automatically going to be skinny, but it can help. It can help you stay on task with the diet or whatever. Or, curb your carb cravings. Chewing gum. Very good. Very effective, usually. Oh, I just keep on. Cool. Anyway, what else? Active. Staying active. You don't have to be a marathon runner, like I said in my previous video. You don't have to be a marathon runner or a gym rat, or even into team sports. You can do like any number of things. Extreme sports are also very good for staying healthy and staying active. If you have kids and you're running around after them all day, as long as you're not going home and binge eating to make up for your exhaustion or whatever, That's another good way. If you don't have kids of your own, you can go like babysit or something, you know? That's a good way. Babysit, help out in boys and girls clubs or Boy Scouts or whatever, you know. Your local church kids clubs or whatever. That sort of stuff, you know, that helps too. There's so many things that you can do to just stay active. Depending on what your particular likes or interests, don't go do something that you don't like to do, or that's going to be like frustrating to you because you just want to stay active. Like find your little niche or whatever, and stay there and do what makes you happy. A lot of people like traveling. If you like traveling, you can go backpacking somewhere, and believe me, hiking, as lame-o as it sounds, it's actually a really good way to stay healthy. Walking, you know, just plain old walking. You don't even have to, you know, be walking up a mountain. You could be walking in the city as long as you're walking enough blocks and with enough enthusiasm and whatever to help you lose pounds. Like instead of taking the taxi cab, you know, a few blocks away to go somewhere, if you don't have a time limitation or time restraint and you can walk there, then by all means go and do that, because that'll help you to lose weight. Instead of taking the elevator, you can take the stairs. Depending. I wouldn't advise it if you're like on the 40th story of wherever. But if you're talking, you know, just a few flights of stairs, I used to do that at work sometimes. Not all the time. It's kind of lazy to take the elevator most of the time, but sometimes if I had the energy to do so, then I would go up the 2, 3, 5 flights of stairs, or however much, just to get a little bit of exercise in. You know, if I was doing a lot of like sitting on my ass that day, I'd go and use the stairs. So that's a good way. What else? You know, just stay active. A lot of people are like addicted to TV and video games, and believe me, I've been there. You know. But there's a lot of things that you can do, like enjoy the great outdoors. A lot of people they have a great big backyard, and they won't even go out in their backyard and just like enjoy themselves. I think a lot of people, they're just like, oh, I'm an adult, I'm a grown up. You know, whatever, they think it's mature to just play and have fun. But if you're at the beach, go and splash in the water. Go fucking make a sand castle. You know, go and jump on a trampoline. It's not going to kill you to look a little bit childish. So if I can, like, get over yourself. And go and have fun and do active things. You don't have to look super mature. You know, having fun is not about looking mature or looking cool. It's about having fun and being energetic and enjoying life. So go and do that. And what else? Not much else to say. Just portion control on food. By all means, eat good food. Don't deprive yourself because you think it's going to make you like blow up like a blueberry, or the giant blueberry on Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. You'll be fine. Just portion control. Don't overdo it. If you do overdo it, then keep your next few snacks or meals light. That's pretty much what I do if I end up overeating. I just, you know, make sure I have a lighter meal next meal around, you know. If I have a big yummy snack, then I'll, you know, take some time in between meals, you know, maybe a later dinner or something. So, and don't like gorge right before bed. Like give yourself some space and some time to like digest before bed. Stuff like that. Anyway, so those are the sorts of things that I suggest, that I highly recommend. You don't have to be Jillian Michaels. You don't have to be a triathlon runner person. Just eat healthy, stay active, and you can live a good and healthy life and be at a weight that you so desire, but that's healthy for you. Anyway, well, great talking to you guys. Have a good night.